Hi guys, James at Rampant Lion Reviews again for you today with another beer review. For this one we have another collaboration beer, and this is another one where both sides of the coin are English, and I've only done one review from one of the breweries involved in this, so a bit of an unknown entity this beer, and hopefully it makes for a good review. So for this one we're going to look at a collaboration beer brewed by North Brewing Company, who are from Leeds, and this is one that they did with Partizan Brewing, who are from London. The beer itself is called Pineapple and Lemon IPA. As the name suggests, it's an IPA and it comes in at 6.5%. So the artwork on this one is typical of the North Beer beers, and this is the very first time I think that I've actually reviewed one for you that's in a North Beer can, if you like. This is the first one I've reviewed for you that was brewed at North Beer in Leeds. So looking forward to this one, and as always I hope you guys enjoy my take on this. This was another beer, of course, that was recommended to me by Ben from the Hop Knocker in Durham, which is a really good little beer shop. I'll put their Facebook page in the description for you below, and I do recommend you check them out if you're watching from the Durham area. So yeah, let's see how we get on with this one then. So as always with my reviews, I'll tell you a little bit about the brewery. If you want to get straight to the tasting, of course, just fast forward. All the usual links are in the description below. That's the brewery websites, the link to my other reviews that I've done from North Brewing Company before. Hopefully I can add some more. I'll also put a link down there that will take you to my future reviews that I'll do from Partizan Brewing as well. Very first time I'm trying something involving them actually as well. But as always, the brewery websites, as I say, are in there. All the other links. Do check out the playlist of beers from different countries. There is one there for all the English beers that I've reviewed for you. That's constantly being added to, and as always, please do get in touch and let me know some of the other beers and breweries that you guys would like to see me review. It's always great to hear from you guys that are watching the videos, and the support that you show the channel is hugely appreciated. So anyway, to tell you a little bit about North Brewing first then, on to my brewery notes. So North Brewing, as I mentioned to you, are based in Leeds, and they were founded by John Ginnell and Christian Townsley, who owned the North Beer Bar, which was actually opened back in 1997, but today they operate 6 venues around the city, and apparently North Bar used to work quite closely with the likes of James Clay and Vertical Drinks to help promote craft beer throughout Yorkshire. But the brewery itself is located in the Taverners Walk industrial estate, and it has a 200-person tap room and also a 15 BBL brew kit as well. They're very, very new actually, but the brewers at the brewery are Seb Brink, who used to work for Golden Owl, and also Darius Darwell, who worked for the Bristol Beer Factory as well. Bristol, of course, is a really, really good beer city in England these days, but they've got quite a good brewing pedigree. They obviously know how to run bars and things like that, and their beers have only really started appearing over the last kind of year or so. I think it was sort of mid 2017 that they got their brewery kind of up and running, if you like, but it seems to be that they're doing some quite impressive stuff. A lot of people are having very positive things to say about the beers, so it is cool to be able to review one of these for you here on the channel. So if you get the chance, check some of them out. Leeds, of course, is a very good beer city as well. Rob from Hopscene and Stuggy Pickard over at Ginger Ale Ale Trail, they'll both testify to that. Somewhere that I really do need to go and visit at some point and see how I get on. But yeah, check out the brewery website for North and their Facebook page and stuff like that, and you will be able to keep up to date with all the latest beers and things that these guys are producing, because they are quite a prolific brewery, of course. So anyway, on to Partizan Brewing. So these guys are another one from the Bermondsey Beer Mile down in London. They're based in South Bermondsey in London, and they were founded back in 2012 by Andy Smith. So he's originally from Leeds, so North Brewing invited him back to his hometown to actually brew the beer, but he moved to London to work at Redemption Brewing in Tottenham under Andy Moffat, and this was where he learned his trade as a brewer. So in 2012, his friend Evan O'Riordan from the Kernel Brewery, who you saw me review a few videos back, he offered him his old brew kit as they were planning an expansion, and this was what marked the birth of the Partizan Brewery. So in 2017 they moved to a new premises just down the road, which doubled their capacity. I think it was something like it took them up from 1,500 hectolitres to 3,000 hectolitres, something like that, which is quite impressive. A lot of people didn't think that Partizan really wanted to expand any more than that, but they also added a tap room in there as well, and the pictures of that look really, really quite nice. Apparently in that Bermondsey area, there's something like 9 or 10 different breweries operating there, and in London apparently there's well over 100 craft breweries as well now, which is pretty impressive actually. I mean, London obviously it's a big place, but to have 100 breweries in that one city is is something else actually. There's a lot of exciting stuff kind of coming out of London these days, and Partizan are probably one of the better known ones actually, so check them out if you get the chance. I'll need to see if I can get one of their own beers and review that for you on the channel as well. I really do need to do a fully dedicated should review to North Brewing as well, but this is my second one involving them. But two very good breweries involved in this one, so hopefully this is a good beer as well. If you want to learn more about Partizan Brewing, of course, check out the brewery website and the Facebook page, which you'll find in the description below, and you can follow them and keep up to date with what's going on. But yeah, that's enough about both breweries. Let's get on to the actual tasting of this beer itself then. So I'll just give you another quick look at the artwork of this one. As I said, this artwork is typical of the North Brewing Company's beers, but yeah, really nicely presented, this one. And as I say, it should be a nice beer. Pineapple and Lemon IPA, it's 6.5% ABV. It doesn't say what hops and things are available in this one, but I've got a good idea of how this one is, you know, how it should be actually. So without further ado, let's get this guy out and we'll get on with the tasting then. Really looking forward to this. So yeah, when you open up, you can smell a little bit of that kind of sharp, almost tart lemon coming out of the beer. But look at that. I'm guessing they will have added some pineapple and some lemon to the brew in this one as well. I wonder if they'll have used like lemon drop and Eldorado or the hops like that as well to kind of mimic these flavours as well, or to match these flavours. So it should be a really interesting beer, this one. Pineapple's really coming off it in abundance as well as you kind of move the beer about. But as you can see, this beer, it looks pretty much just, you know, like a fruit juice. I would say it's a very kind of matte, golden, sort of goldenish yellow colour, this one. It's a flat kind of, it's almost just pretty much like pineapple juice, to be quite honest with you. You could see there was a solid half finger or so of a frothy head just sitting on top of that beer. But you know, overall it does, you know, looks pretty much as you would expect from one of these kind of New England hazy IPAs that's going around just now. One or two big bubbles sticking towards the side of the glass and quite a few little ones just heading up towards the bottom of that head there. But overall, as you can see, pretty much as you would expect from, you know, a hazy sort of New England style IPA. So let's have a closer look at the aroma then and just see how we get on with this one. Yeah, you know, to be honest with you, the aroma is pretty much as it says on the tin. You've got a nice kind of juicy pineapple element to this one, but underneath you can really smell the fresh lemon. I'm pretty sure, going by the aroma, they have added the fruit to the brew in this one, because you can really smell it. It does actually just smell as if you've, you know, when you open up a lemon and you get that nice kind of freshness out of it. The beer really does just smell exactly like that, to be honest. But yeah, lovely, a lovely beer, this one. Just take a smell of that. It does smell really summery and fresh. You know, I think this is one of these beers that's just designed to be a really nice, easy summer drinker, if you like. So take a little bit of time and enjoy that aroma for yourself. There's maybe a little bit of a kind of grassy floral character from the hop, but overall it's the juicy fruits that I think they've added to the brew that are really jumping out of this one. Some nice sort of bready malts in there. You can pick up a little bit of an oaty kind of creaminess to this one, maybe a little bit of biscuit as well, and some sort of wheaty, bready qualities to the beer as well. But you know, pretty much as you would expect from an IPA, to be honest with you. But it smells really, really fresh. So take a little bit of time and take that in before you taste it. Always half the experience when it comes to craft beers, of course. But let's have a taste of this one then. So this one is the Pineapple and Lemon IPA, a collaboration between North Brewing Company from Leeds and Partizan Brewing from Bermondsey in London, whose founder, of course, Andy Smith, was originally from Leeds. So let's get stuck into this one then. Slange, skull. Pretty much as soon as you take that beer in, you're really going to feel the lemon coming out of that one. It just feels like really summery and fresh. It's actually really quite nicely done. By no means is this a beer that's going to kind of blow the head off you though. I think this one is just aimed to be a sort of nice, easygoing, fresh drinker kind of thing. And it's interesting because this beer, in terms of the mouthfeel, I'm not sure if it's the lemon qualities coming out of the beer, but it feels as if the carbonation is quite active on the tongue, but I think that might actually be the sort of lemony qualities coming out of it. But yeah, it's nice how everything goes together in this one. What I would say about this beer, you need to take a few sips of this one just to let it open up, because it really just, it comes in and it's got that lemon sharpness to it right away. Your palate just needs a little bit of time to adjust to that. It's kind of like when you try like some sour beers for the first time. This one really needs just a little bit of time to kind of open up. And I think maybe I'm maybe serving it just a little colder than it should be. I think it maybe needs to be just a little touch warmer than that, just to bring the malts out a little bit more. But yeah, it's a really interesting beer, this one. So there's a nice kind of you can feel that sort of like white bready quality that just blankets the middle of your palate. On top of that, you can feel the nice kind of creamy oaty notes in this, and then there's a little bit of that kind of sweet biscuity malt coming out of it as well. It has pretty much what you'd expect from the malt base of a New England IPA. Back corners of the palate, there's a little touch of earthiness from the hops, but I would say as you kind of come further forward, you get a little bit of the floral qualities in there as well, but you can feel the lemon juice particularly just kind of pushing its way into that. When you add fruit to the brew, of course, I always find that that comes out in the flavour around the edge of the palate, and it sort of nullifies some of the kind of floral and grassy aspects of the hop, to be honest. And I'm definitely picking that up in this beer. The pineapple really the lemon comes in first, and then the pineapple starts to come out a wee bit later on. But really the lemon qualities for me, they're just sitting on the edge of the palate and kind of staying there. They're what's kind of covering up some of the sort of floral and grassy aspects of the hop, although at the same time I would say there is a little bit of that kind of spicy floral aromaticity pushing its way through. It may well be like pine resin or something like that. I could see that, you know, I would wonder if they have used a little bit of Chinook in here, because that floral aromaticity is a little bit spicy. It could well be pine resin, but the sort of lemon juice is just nullifying that a little bit, because if you go behind the front curve of the palate there, you can feel that little oily bubble, and underneath that there is a bit of grapefruit, I think, coming out of this beer. The flavour that's in there is definitely a little bit stronger than you would get from pineapple or from lemon, right enough. That I always find, to me, grapefruit is a very, very distinctive fruit. It's got that, it's just this sort of really kind of almost pungent dark flavour, and there's definitely a bit of grapefruit there behind the front curve of the tongue on this one. Yeah, I would say that there is a bit of touch of the grapefruit just kind of underpinning the beer. I think there's a wee bit of orange in there, so I do wonder if there's maybe a little bit of a mosaic, or maybe not quite mosaic. I'm guessing. I always like to guess the hops when it's in beers, but I do wonder if there's a little bit of that in there. Of course, for me, the hops that you would probably want to use with this beer, if it's going to be a pineapple and lemon IPA, obviously, I mean, I would have thought to use, you know, like Lemon Drop, or El Dorado's one that gives you pineapple. I said that at the start of the video. I would have thought they would have used that to kind of accent it a little bit. But I mean, as it stands, it is nice. And as you go, that grapefruity note, I would say, comes out a little bit more as you go further into the aftertaste. As I say, this beer's an interesting one because it takes a little bit of time to open up and to evolve the flavours, but there's some really kind of interesting stuff going on in this one. The pineapple flavours, as I say, they come out at the start, then the lemon really starts to take over, but as you go further into the aftertaste, the pineapple-y notes start to come out. I really do reckon there's a little bit of an orangey flavour to that one. It could be, I mean, it could be if it's orange, it could be Amarillo, it could be Pacifica, it could be Azacca, you know, it could be a number of things. Azacca would actually be a kind of good hop as well, because I'm sure that gives you a sort of tangerine orange and some pineapple later on. It could well be Azacca that's in this one. It's an interesting hop that's getting used more and more, but overall, I mean, it's a nice beer. I think this one is just designed to be a nice, fresh, kind of a summery sort of thing. This would actually have been really interesting as a sour beer. It would have been quite cool if they'd used, you know, some acidified malt and you know, a wild yeast strain or something like that. It would be cool to see them take that base recipe and play with it a little bit, because it's nice as it is, don't get me wrong on that. It is quite an interesting beer, this one, but it is one that takes a little bit of time to open up. So just bear that in mind when you're tasting this for yourself. But I mean, overall, it's a nice beer. I certainly wouldn't hesitate to drink it again. And as I say, I think I would love to see them try this as a sour beer, because I think it would come across really quite nicely in that regard. But as an IPA, it is pretty solid, and you know, both breweries in this one, they've got a good pedigree. It is a good beer, this, so have a go at it for yourself and see what you think. In terms of the mouthfeel then, I would say mid-bodied. Carbonation is pretty active in this one, a little bit more active than some of the other ones I've had. There is a little bit of a prickle across the middle of your palate. Overall, the mouthfeel, there's a little touch of oiliness to it. That helps bring out some of the fruity, juicy aspects of the beer. As I say, the fruit's been added to it. I'm pretty sure, going by the flavours. The malt base, it's mainly a kind of smooth malt base. There's a little touch of sweetness coming out of it. Nice little bit of hoppy bitterness as well. Some juicy fruits from the hops, and of course you've got that fruity, juicy character just going around the edge of the palate as well, which is one of the kind of trademarks, if you like, of actually adding fruit to the beer. But overall, a really nice kind of fresh summer IPA, this one. I think that's a good way to sort of sum up this beer. It would be really cool, like I said, if they tried this as a sour IPA as well. It would come across really quite nicely, but definitely an interesting beer. It takes a little bit of time to open up, so it's quite cool to review something like this because it does make you think a little bit more, I would say. So it's not quite as simple as you might think to it, but yeah, an interesting beer, this one, and I certainly wouldn't hesitate to drink it again. So yeah, let's leave it at that. So the Pineapple and Lemon IPA, a collaboration brew between North Brewing Company from Leeds and Partizan Brewing from London. Definitely an interesting beer, and it makes me want to try a few more of the beers from North and from Partizan as well. So hopefully, pardon me, I could do a dedicated review to both of these breweries at some point fairly soon. So yeah, once again, thank you for watching my beer reviews. Until the next time, please like, subscribe, share, all the usual YouTube stuff. Let me know your own thoughts on this beer in the comment section below. Let me know what your favourite beers are from North and from Partizan, of course, and hopefully I can review one or two of those in the fairly near future. But thank you again for watching. Make sure you check out all my social media. You'll find the links in the description below, and I will catch you guys very soon with more beer reviews. This was a really interesting one to review, so I hope you guys have enjoyed the video, and I will catch you guys again soon. The Pineapple and Lemon IPA from North Brewing Company and Partizan Brewing. Slàinte just now.